Hey everybody, it's Mr. Sneak Eater coming at you with some rejected ideas and videos that have been removed. Hold on. There we go. Get stay in a nice, relaxing, comfortable position. Anyway, actually it's still a bit high. There we go. Anyway, I think I'll start the video off by talking about some some videos that I had to remove for various reasons, one another. And I'll start off by probably talking about one of the first videos I ever removed was Mortal Kombat Babalities, which was of the newest Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 2012. And it showed all the Babalities, including Goro, Kintaro's, and Shao Kahn's. The only problem with it that I found out that the footage didn't belong to me, so I removed it for that reason. YouTube didn't actually have anything to do with it. This next one, these next 5 or 6 I believe, however, YouTube did have something to do. And they were the songs of the Prince of Egypt. Now, 2 of the songs got banned worldwide. Now, I didn't care much for it. I just thought I'd just leave them on there, maybe they'll become unbanned. However, I found out that as long as those videos are banned, I can't upload anything over 15 minutes. What the heck, YouTube? What the heck? So I removed them along with all the other songs from the movie, because if I wanted you guys to listen to one of them, I'd like you to listen to all of them, because that movie had very few bad. No, not even. I don't even. In my opinion, it didn't have any bad music in it. It's actually one of my favorite movies one of my favorite movies that had singing in it, like Disney style singing, that I like more than Disney movies actually. And it's just a shame that the 2 got banned, because I wanted to share all the experience of that. Another video I removed was The Ultimate Weapon. Just The Ultimate Weapon. I don't really need to explain myself. Anyone who's seen it, I don't need to explain myself. There's a good reason why I removed it. Now then, I think there was an incident where I had to remove a walkthrough episode and I had to re-upload it. No, I had to edit it then re-upload it, because YouTube doesn't allow you to upload the same movie twice. Again, YouTube, what the heck, man? What the heck? I should make a rant about that. I should make a rant about YouTube in general. This website sucks. And watch it now, I get banned. Anyway, I forget the reason why I removed it. I think it was because YouTube itself was, like, editing it, and they wouldn't stop editing it. Like, they said, we detect something, would you like us to fix it? I clicked yes, foolishly. They never stopped. It was like 3 days before I just removed the video and uploaded another one. I couldn't even view the movie myself, so it kind of defined the file whatever word I'm looking for, the purpose of uploading it to begin with. Let's see, what's another video I had to remove? Let's see, I removed the Egypt video where I talked about, it was one of my first Bible talk videos where I talk about Egypt and why they don't have the great floodwaters, like the separation of the Red Sea recorded. And that one's actually pretty easy to say because in the Bible it said that all the Egyptians died. Granted, in a past video I said that it's illegal to be a Christian or a Jew. I'm not sure if it's Jew or a Christian. I don't know. In Egypt, and I kind of said that why would they have evidence for this religion being true if they don't want people to be part of it? And that might be true, but more or less, the big reason why there's no evidence for the Egyptian evidence for the Red Sea crossing because all the Egyptians that were chasing down the Jews died. I did make a video about gay marriage, but point on the topic is that it's not what I'm supposed to do. I honestly, I actually don't remember why I removed it, actually. I don't think I have any actual legit good reasoning for it. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some ideas that never officially made it onto my YouTube channel. Now, there were tons of ideas that I just had to drop because of one reason or another. One of the biggest ones that I would drop would be Mr. Snake Eater Goes Outside again. And this might be done later on, like some other time, but as of now, it's been a dropped idea. And the idea was supposed to be a sequel to Mr. Snake Eater Goes Outside. So, kind of makes sense. However, this is really a backstory that explains how Mr. Snake Eater and Anti-Snake Eater came to know each other. Because in the first video I had the Anti-Snake Eater pop up, we just sort of knew who he was without having any actual explanation. He just popped up on screen and asked people to join the dark side because they have cookies. And there was no real explanation on how Mr. Snake Eater and Anti actually met. Unlike in Altered Ego, where technically that's where everyone met for the first time. Altered Ego, that video sucks so bad. I should have that on the list. Yeah, I'm not gonna be removing it anytime soon. Let's see. Another dropped idea was a web series called Quest for Peace. And I actually have it with me. And it was supposed to be a standalone hold on. What's it called? Flipnote Studio creation. I was going to use Flipnote Studio to create these mini-series with Quest for Peace. Much like robotics, actually. However, the idea was dropped because of the main reason is that it was really hard to actually just make these different images and the story all come together and make it actually good. And even to make some voice acting in it would be hard because I would have to pre-record all my saying, but I can only record like up to 3 minutes of it, and it was way too much of a hassle to make. I'll put a link up right around there if you want to see what I got done so far. And and Quest for Peace was meant to be a Flipnote Studio stand-alone only. So I'm not gonna be making another a Quest for Peace on anything else. I mean, I have Anime Studio 8, which essentially replaces the Flipnote Studio. However, Quest for Peace, as I state, and will always state for anyone who actually went to see it, was meant to be for Flipnote Studio only. Ah man, I think I'm starting to repeat myself. It must be my old age. Yep, 16. That's when you start being old. You know, the sad part is, I don't know how wrong I am right now. Anyway, on topic with the plot of Quest for Peace. Quest for Peace was meant to be telling the story of two characters, Black and White. As you can probably guess, White is the Black was just the character who had shaded in, who was just a basic stick figure. Well, he wasn't a basic stick figure because he did have a body that I would draw in. Arms and legs and a head, only I'll completely shade him in black. While there's White, who was completely white, who only had the outlines drawn in. The transition from day to night would have been, daytime would have been the white screen, while nighttime would have been the black screen. And there are also other places as well, like the red and blue sections. Like, I'm gonna introduce multiple characters like red and blue, and even female characters. Anyway, the story of it goes is that Black and White are mortal enemies, and they're always trying to kill each other. And it was supposed to be like a Dragon Ball Z fight style thing, where you would see these people fighting, like mid-air, pull out magical weapons out of nowhere. And the story goes off is that they have to deal with, is that they have to deal with this one bad guy who wants them both dead. And so they have to team up to make sure this bad guy doesn't get them. I did actually have plans for a movie made. After I completed season 1, I would have made a movie which had taken place between like episodes 1 and 2. Like, I would make it like in the Cell games on how Cell waits, on how it makes a 10-day waiting period for the Cell game to begin. In the show, I was gonna have a wait period for Black and White to finish their final battle. The final battle never actually commenced because the one guy tried to kill them. However, during that wait time, I would have introduced the movie. I had a lot of things planned out for it, but in the end, it was just too much work for just one Flipnote Studio in general to do. And even other professionals who do Flipnote Studio for a common thing would have trouble doing it themselves because they need to have voice actors. They need to be able to make 10-minute video, which is hard because in recordings, like when you're recording for Flipnote Studios, you don't have really the imagery. You have to get the exact timing right. And that's really even harder because you just can't add in the recordings. It was just too much work. If anyone wants to see that, as I said, I'll link to what I have done so far to you guys. Now then, what's another dropped idea? Well, another dropped idea that probably would have been big would have been the Calypso idea. Now, I called it the Calypso idea because it's, well, have you guys ever played Twisted Metal? Twisted Metal was meant to be this game where you win it, you get a wish granted. In Twisted Metal 2, Calypso started to... Oh wow, I'm a lot shorter. Sorry, I got a bit uncomfortable and so... Yeah, there we go. Anyway, in Twisted Metal 2, Calypso would start reversing these wishes with having dark irony added onto them. Now the Calypso idea was, or Project Calypso, was me I think I look a lot better with the wig on like this. Anyway, the Calypso idea was meant to be me asking you guys what if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for? And I would have to find a way to make that dark irony twist to it. It probably would have been one of my more better and fun videos. I probably might, this one I might do again. It's somewhere, it might be done somewhere along the line if I ever do a Twisted Metal walkthrough. Let's see. Another idea that was dropped was, what was that again? I can't remember it now. Anyway, I think the final thing I'm going to talk about was a movie I was planning on doing. You see, the movie was going to be centered around the Mr. Snake Eater, Anti-Black Hat, and White Hat Cowboy, and the Pharaoh, along with the introduction of a new character known as Wacko Pants. Now, Wacko Pants was probably going to be the funniest character in the movie by what I wanted it to be, at least. Wacko Pants was meant to be played by many different characters, not just one character, but many. You could see me playing as Wacko Pants, then you could see my mom, or even my dad, and it was just meant to be how Wacko Pants was. And let's see, the plot of the movie goes at that, and you guys remember at the end of Darksiders, Anti challenges Mr. Snake Eater to a fight. Well, that's where this fight comes into play. That's the idea. That's how the movie starts. That Anti kidnaps Mr. Snake Eater and challenges him to a fight. And throughout the course of the movie, there's this gem that as long as you imagine something, it would be granted. And with that kind of power, Anti could take over the world. So Mr. Snake Eater imagines the gem is somewhere that Anti can't get to it, which is at my old elementary school. And Wacko Pants is actually introduced here because Anti was actually legitimately gonna plan to kill Mr. Snake Eater. That's what the movie idea was going to be. And so he teleports him to a new area of the house that I never actually shown you guys, which was my attic. In my attic, he would reveal where the imaginary gem was because he's powered by it, and yeah. I think it would be best if I just found the old script, but it's currently lost, and the original idea was meant to be recorded during the summertime, and the fight scenes weren't like in the script. I literally just wrote in fight scene because they were meant to be freehand fight. Like I would put up my fist, pretend to throw a punch, but it wouldn't actually connect. While my brother who was also going to be an actor in the movie, was planning on faking getting hit, but also making a counter move along those lines. And there was going to be one scene where the fight was staged a bit. Like there was going to be one scene near the end where Wacko Pants had to fight everyone, and so my brother was going to be playing, I believe it was Anti and White Hat Cowboy, while I was going to play Mr. Snake Eater, Black Hat Cowboy, and the Pharaoh. And so we would have to, in order to make this so convincing, we would have to be able to switch places within the movie. You see, the movie was an idea I really wanted to do, and The reason I'm not going to do it is because my brother isn't going to be here next summer, which is the only time we can really do it. And so, the movie has just been dropped. It will not be airing. I might make the Anti-Snake Eater and Mr. Snake Eater fight, but all in all, it's just been a dropped idea. There's no real point into bringing it up anymore. If I find the script, which is currently lost right now, it probably wouldn't be hard to find for me. And hold on. I think it's restarted it. Yeah, it has. Anyway, it probably wouldn't be hard for me to find, but if I do find it, I'll place a link up here so you guys can read it. The script itself, it was meant to have some seriousness taken to it, and in the end, Wacko Pants was meant to be hypnotized by the Pharaoh, and anytime you would see a What Doesn't Belong, you would see Wacko Pants with the Pharaoh because he's stuck with him from now on. It was dropped because of my brother was just not gonna be here, and he's the only person that can really say Anti and White Hat Cowboy. In all, the movie probably wouldn't be that good, but the idea of me making a movie was just too hard to pass up that I really just wanted to make it. And if my brother was gonna be here next summer, you might be actually seeing what the movie would have been like. We never actually got any footage of it done. School started back up by the time I finished the script, and yeah, it was just bad timing all in general when I came up with the idea. Anyway, I think that does it for everything I've come up with. Any dropped ideas, any removed videos. And if I come up with anything, I'll probably make sure to tell you guys. I'll probably place up a link here, on my nose. Okay? Anyway, these ideas, they weren't bad, but they were just going to be too hard to make. In Quest for Peace, I only got the opening ever done, and I restarted it a million different times. I believe these are the only major ideas that I remember and that I have been dropped. I have a lot more ideas that I dropped that weren't just going to be major. Like, I was going to come up with an idea that once I get the proper editing equipment, I would make... Ow! Ah! Oh, my foot! Ow! Oh, that hurts! Ah! I don't know what I did, but I did something to it. Anyway, I was mentioning once I got the property editing equipment, I would make a Shao Kahn versus Mr. Snake Eater video. That idea has been dropped because it was just around the time when I was just a big Mortal Kombat fan. I'm not as big as I was. I'm still a Mortal Kombat fan. But it's been just currently dropped for now. And you'll probably never see it. And I have a lot more other ideas like that I probably just forgotten over the ages. Or just haven't been able to get into the making yet. Or probably will never make. Anyway, until next time, see ya!